Well, give some people a minute to jump in here. Again, this is a quick live update regarding tomorrow evening's winter storm potential, which, matter of fact, I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't really checking the models yesterday, so I didn't really see what was going to happen, but here we are. So I'm going to do a quick live update. Hang on one second. Hello, Katie. Glad to see you in here. We're about to get started here. Just taking a quick moment to gather some things. Hello, Cindy. Glad to see you here. We're live across 3 different platforms right now. Alright, I'm just going to get started, and then as we go on, if you have questions, feel free to chime in. Again, big news, I guess, in the weather world today across Michigan is the winter storm watches that are now put out across western Michigan, northern Michigan, and portions of the Upper Peninsula. So what we're going to be dealing with is potential for over 4 inches of snow in these areas, and the likelihood of some blowing snow, whiteout conditions with wind gusts likely going above 40 miles per hour in multiple places along the winter storm watch area, and then possibly potential for a flash freeze Wednesday evening, which could cause some pretty slick spots on the roadways. So there's going to be several different things we're going to be dealing with regards to this potential. Sorry to hear that, Katie. Hopefully you're doing okay today. But we are going to just break down exactly what is going to unfold with this setup. Again, really, we've been talking about the potential for lake effect snow across northeast Ohio, Erie, Pennsylvania, which I don't know if you guys have seen, but they got like 5 feet of snow out there. Pretty significant amount of snowfall out in that region. But really not going to be expecting that, something of that caliber here. What we're really expecting is the potential for some hazardous road travel, particularly Wednesday evening into Thursday. So we're going to dive right in with this update. This is the hazard zones, okay? But we're going to look at the HRRR model today. I know there's several different models that are giving different ideas, and again, we can't really tell for certain exactly what is going to unfold with this setup. So that's one thing to keep into consideration here. But we are certain that there is going to be snow in several different areas, especially where the most intense snow bands are, starting Wednesday afternoon. So what's really on the table for this is we're going to have a clipper system, formerly known, well, more known as an Alberta clipper, that's going to be making its way across northern Michigan during the day tomorrow, starting around tomorrow morning, okay, Wednesday morning. What that's going to bring is going to be bringing snow across that region, system snow, and that snow is likely going to bring not more than 4 inches of snow to that area. So it's not really going to be heavy snow in that regard, but it is going to be enough to blanket the roads a little bit more. And again, if you're in northern Michigan, do you really want more snow? I don't know. That's kind of the question. But you're going to get more snow a little bit regardless, especially if you're on those lakeshore areas. But because after this moves through, what we're seeing is there's going to be a cold front that kind of comes along the back side of this. And what that cold front is going to do is that's going to trigger the lake effect snow machine, which again, we have had a consistent bout of lake effect snow across Michigan over the past several days. So it's begging not really too much of a surprise that we're seeing more. So you can see that this lake effect snow engine is going to kind of crank starting Wednesday afternoon. This is at about 5 p.m. You can see that there's snow already starting to fall across portions of western Michigan. And again, it's going all the way up into portions of northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula too. As that progresses forward, you can see that the bands start to sort of materialize a little bit more, get a little bit better. You get a sounding out ahead of this. And you can see a pretty tight gradient between the dew point and the temperature, and a pretty wide dendritic growth zone where snow formation can occur. So that's going to have some impact into how much snow falls. And where those bands focus up is who's going to see the most snow. Is there instability out in the lakeshore? Well, that's something I want to check out. There's going to be some instability associated with this too. Wouldn't be surprised to even see the potential for maybe a little bit of thunder snow in the heavier snow bands if we start to see that, because I am seeing a little bit of that potential with some surface level cape and some instability that is rising a little bit above the surface. So would not be surprised to see that. But as you can tell, there's going to be several bands that kind of form up along the lakeshore counties. And what that's going to do is going to dump snow in particular areas across western Michigan, and also the Upper Peninsula. I believe the 0Z models are starting to come in. I'm not sure exactly if they are ready to go just yet. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But you can see that that snow is going to continue through much of Wednesday night. Okay, the heaviest portion is definitely going to fall Wednesday night to early Thursday morning. But you can see the snow is going to continue along the lakeshore through about Thursday morning. Okay, so when that moves through, you are going to start to see, well, you're going to start to see some, well, widespread snow pretty much across that area, okay, southwestern Michigan. So that's going to be something to expect, which again, you guys have seen quite a bit of snow. So not surprised there, but Kate says, I want more snow. Well, if you live on the east side of the state, I can definitely tell why you want more snow. Cindy says, ours is all gone. Peachy, hello. Good to have you here as well. Now, again, feel free to chime in with questions about a given region for portions of Michigan. I'm going to kind of go over those in a little bit more detail as well. But it's going to continue through Thursday as well. You can see that the lake effect snow bands sort of re-energize again on Thursday. They're kind of in a different orientation based on the HRRR model. They're moving from northwest to southeast, but again, those snow bands will still be present, and they will still be producing snow across the Great Lakes. Let's see if the 0Z models are loading in just yet. Okay, we have the first 24 hours in place, so that'll give us an idea of, maybe a better idea of positioning with regards to snow. You can see that that cold front moves through, and it looks like there might be a snow squall that moves along in front of that, based on what the 0Z models are putting out. But, progressing forward, you can see the snow bands still developing, and going to be producing snow pretty much all night across western Michigan and the Upper Peninsula. Let's talk snow totals real quick. I'm going to have to go back to the 18Z model for that because the 0Z is still loading in. But let's zoom in, I believe where most of you are from. Jess, good to see you on this stream as well. Let's take a quick look at that. Local graphic for snow accumulations real quick. Again, my internet sort of runs slow when I'm trying to stream on my computer at the same time, so bear with me. Alright. Some potential for snow accumulations. Did I cut out for a second? Uh-oh. I don't know what the internet's doing. My internet's been kind of choppy as of recently today. But, HRRR, also another thing that we're kind of watching, which I'll load that while the other page is loading, is the potential for some cold air associated with this. Okay, so the cold air is going to bring some wind chills down to near sub-zero levels, I believe, Thursday morning. Okay, you're going to have wind gusts of 45 to 50 miles per hour, which will likely lead to the potential for some whiteout conditions across southwestern Michigan. Probably going to be impacting I-94, US 131, those highways. It might even make it to some places on I-69. Am I cutting out quite a bit? Uh-oh. I guess I am dropping some frames here. I wonder why that might be the case. Let's see if I can resolve that issue real quick. Let's see if that fixes the issue. Alright, I think that helped. Alright, so progressing forward, you can kind of see, as we get into Wednesday morning, you can see it's going to feel like the teens across much of the area Wednesday morning. And then progressing forward. Oh, is it my webcam? Is it better now? I know I'm having some stream issues, and I'm trying to work those things out here and there. Alright, we're going to keep going. But again, we're getting into Thursday night at this point, when the lake effect snow is pretty much ongoing rapidly. Not only are we going to be dealing with lake effect snow, but the wind chills are going to be at the sub-zero level. You can see that across southwestern Michigan, the wind, or the wind chills, are down in the -2, -3, and then getting down to Indiana and Ohio, you're also going to be seeing those sub-zero wind chills. With that, and also the heavy snow that's going to be falling, it's going to definitely have impacts on the road conditions out there. Again, with the 45 to 50 mile per hour winds, salt might struggle Thursday morning. So I would not be surprised to see some travel impacts, maybe some school closings associated with that as well. So that's rather unfortunate for this situation, but that is kind of what we're seeing with this potential setup. You know what? I think I know what I'm going to have to do in order to fix this. Alright, let's fix this real quick. We're going to just shut this down here. Better? Hopefully that resolved the issue a little bit. Alright. We're resolved. Alright, so Thursday afternoon, 2 p.m. you have your wind chills in the teens, but early in the morning it's going to be that cold. So again, if you happen to have school on Thursday, you're definitely going to want to bundle up, okay? Or you definitely want to have your kids bundle up because it's going to be very cold with that. So, all right. If I was really choppy before, which is unfortunate, let's take a look at the snow totals. Alright, so this is, first of all, you have your system snow that moves through on tomorrow morning, Wednesday, and then on the back side of that, you got your lake effect snow machine that begins to develop. You can see that it's going to be, for that system snow, going to be about 2 or 3 inches of snow, not too much more. So that's what you're going to have to expect there. Then that lake effect snow machine fires up on the back side as we get into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and by 10 p.m. Wednesday, we're already seeing snow accumulations of about 3 inches across portions of northern St. Joe County, portions of Cass County, Van Buren County, Kalamazoo County. You're going to get about an inch. Again, it all depends on where those snow bands tend to focus up. Wherever those snow bands focus up, that's who will see the most snow. You can see that there's some snow bands that are producing quite a bit of snow across areas north of Grand Rapids. But as we get to the overnight hours, you can see that those bands also tend to focus themselves in particular areas across southwest Michigan. And you can see that you can start seeing those shades of pink. The shades of pink indicate over 5 inches of snow. Okay, so that could be roughly 6 to 8 inches in some spots, and you can see there's a focus band across St. Joseph County, Cass County, and also portions of Allegan County as well. So that is something to watch out for. Okay, so I think a lot of people are going to see widespread snow. I think there will be some school closings on Thursday. I don't think there's going to be too many for Friday, again, unless the snow is that heavy. But I do think we will be seeing school closings for Thursday, so that's going to be something to keep in mind there. But you can see, quite a bit of snow is expected based on the outcome of the HRRR model. So again, overall summary, because I know my stream was a little choppy. We're going to be dealing with lake effect snow, wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour, and that lake effect snow and the wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour will lead to the potential for some whiteout conditions, slick roads, icy roads as well. Well, that's kind of the same thing. But following that, also, we could be dealing with some high wave action on the lakeshore, and also potential for maybe a little bit of thunder snow in some places. Would not be surprised to see that. And again, school closings are looking probable for portions of Michigan. So, feel free to chime in with questions. I see there's some people that are still coming in. Feel free to ask some questions at this point. We have, again, I did see that video from Ryan regarding the potential for severe weather at the end of next week. I really doubt that. Highly doubt that it's going to be the case. So again, that's pretty far out to make a call like that. So I'm not gonna make that call at this point. I'm glad the stream's working okay. Any other questions? Feel free to chime in. I am sort of looking at the models at this current moment, so. Chase plans, Thursday morning, yes, if I do get a snow day, which I do think I will, I'm heading to the lakeshore. Okay, 0Z's coming in. It shows about kind of a similar pattern. For Thursday morning, 7 a.m., you can see that roughly 3 to 6 inches once again across a widespread area in southwest Michigan. Seeing some consistency there. Wednesday p.m. and Thursday a.m. commute. I do think the Wednesday p.m. and Thursday a.m. commute will be most affected. In terms of widespread impacts, I think it will be probably the most impactful of the lake effect snow events that we have had so far. Again, we're not dealing with as much snow for these places, but what we are dealing with, we're dealing with quite a bit of we're dealing with quite a bit of wind, and the combination of the snow accumulations and the wind is going to lead to more travel impacts than what came with the previous lake effect snow setups. Wind has a greater factor here because it will lead to whiteout conditions, drifting of snow over roadways, and those places that have already seen snow will have the extra snow that's piled on top, which will lead to more impactful drifting across portions of western Michigan. So that's really the big thing here with this setup. Matt's asking if there's a pattern change coming. I do see warmer weather this coming weekend. so Sunday and Monday, looks like we could actually get close to 50 degrees. Not going to say that just yet, but it looks like the high temperature based on some of the forecasts is going to be in the upper 40s. Which would be a nice break, good opportunity to thaw some places that are pretty much deep in the snow at this current moment. Then I think we shift back into a colder pattern once again. So, that's the expectation there. The wind gusts for Belleville. Well, let's take a look at the wind gusts real quick, shall we? We'll just go right to the wind gust graphic. I gotta go to here. Alright, so here's the wind gust based on the HRRR model. So again, it's going to be associated with this low pressure system that's moving through. As that low pressure system moves through, you can see that the winds sort of pick up across the Great Lakes region with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour already by tomorrow morning. So it's going to be windy in the morning, okay, based on this model output. And as you progress forward, you can see that the wind speeds increase, especially across Indiana. That's just kind of interesting. Close to 50 miles per hour, except you're not going to be dealing with snow. The places further north will be dealing with that snow on the backside. And as we get to the afternoon, on the backside of that cold front, you see that the cold air surges in with wind gusts of close to 45, maybe 50 miles per hour, even getting higher than 50 miles per hour based on some HRRR model outputs right along that lakeshore, which is why I'm going to probably be targeting the lakeshore tomorrow morning, or Thursday morning, when chasing. But again, those winds are what are going to have the bigger impact on the roadways. Because, I mean, places that had a foot across portions of western Michigan didn't see the wind at that time, which really, which lessened the impacts a little bit. But with the wind combined with the already fallen snow and the new snow that's coming, that's why it's probably going to be a bit more impactful, this system here, and why winter storm watches are in place across much of the western Michigan lakeshore. So, again, feel free to chime in with questions if you have any. No warm-ups, please. Yeah, I do. Route 90 will be closed again, I guarantee it. Yeah, I would not be surprised to see some roads that aren't really passable, especially in those places where the deep snow has already fallen. So, would not be surprised to see that. Yeah, the wind sticks with us too through about Thursday afternoon, and it's not really going to die down too much. So we're going to be dealing with quite a bit of drifting, and even more lake effect snow on the backside Thursday afternoon too. Not sure how that will impact Friday commute, but I don't think the Friday commute will be too bad because the wind will die down by then. So plows will be able to catch up by then. Again, this is kind of the last bout of lake effect snow before a warming trend kind of kicks in. So good news there. Just tuned in. Anything for Southeast Michigan? I would say in Southeast Michigan, yes. Not as impactful. But Southeast Michigan does appear to be in that area. So let's take a look at the precipitation again. I'm going to go to the reflectivity here. It'll take a minute to load. Jazz is asking, if you chase, where's your estimated target? I'm targeting probably Benton Harbor, St. Joseph area. I always like to target there because there's a pretty nice park out there that gets a lot of good snow during these types of events. So I'll probably consider the Benton Harbor area. Maybe go up to South Haven. That's kind of really my corridor. Other than that, I'm probably going to wrestle with the Allegan County, Van Buren, Kalamazoo, St. Joseph County area. Maybe even get into Cass County. We'll think about that too. But, you see, line of snow moves through associated with the cold front that's passing through. As it moves through, you'll probably see some snow, a brief snow squall kind of make its way through there. The backside, that lake effect snow initiates and fires up. And those bands could reach down to Southeast Michigan. They're likely going to be of less intensity by the time they reach there. But would not be surprised if you guys got at least a little bit of snow. I mean, you're not going to see too much snow. But it'll still be windy back out there too. So if precip does fall on the roadways, you might get some icy roads because of the quick freezing that will take place on the backside as well. And then Thursday, we see the return of some lake effect snow bands potentially on the backside that stretch from northwest to southeast across Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, those regions. Again, focus snow bands, we can't really make an estimate on where the focus snow bands will be just yet. As we get close to the event, that will we'll probably have a better opportunity to know. With that, I think I'm going to hop off if there's no further questions. So, thanks for checking in. I will be out chasing Thursday morning should there happen to be a, not a snow day. I would say snow day potential for western Michigan is pretty decent, especially closer to the lakeshore. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's not our decision when we're forecasting if a school's going to be closed. Okay, that's up to the decisions of people who know better, probably on their specific locale. So that's just something to keep in mind. But that is kind of a guesstimate for Thursday. So, when is Michigan supposed to get black ice? Do you think my neck of the woods could get some? It's possible Belleville or Eastern Michigan could get some. It depends on how much snow falls initially and if that snow melts on the roadways. So we'll see what happens there. Yep, thanks for joining, Trisha. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Katie, Jess, all of you guys that have just chimed in. Again, I'll probably keep posting updates later on across all different platforms, so make sure to check them out there. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you all later.